Greetings. I'm someone who has always wanted to help other people. I'm not necessarily the volunteer type. I'm not going to the soup kitchen. I'm not going to be dishing out meals to anybody. That's not what I do. What I do, however, is try to help people solve their problems. I've always kind of done that. Even as a kid, I would help people solve problems if it was something that I thought I could do. I used to be the guy who used to step in between people who were going to fight, especially if one was bigger than the other person being picked on. I wasn't necessarily always the biggest person, but it was just something in me that said, I'm going to try to help that person. I have given money to people who've begged for it in the past. I have bought meals for some of those people. I have volunteered on a whole lot of committees. So I've done tons of things. As a consultant, I have written 2 books on leadership. I have written a lot of articles. My latest, which you saw in the thumbnail, here you go. 5 ideas for hospital CFOs to learn and implement. And I'm known to talk a lot about hospital CFOs. And the reason I do that is because overall, there's a lot of these guys who don't know what I do. It's not really their fault, because they weren't trained to do it, but I write articles like this all the time because I want them to be better. I want the people who report to them to be able to go to them to talk about these things. Truthfully, a lot of the people who report to them don't know this either, which is a shame, but I'm not getting into that. What I'm getting into is the fact that you have to at least extend your presence and your abilities and your knowledge to others in helping them to succeed, or at least to be better, whether they want to or not sometimes. This is what I do. I mean, when I helped the hospital many years ago increase their revenue by $730 million in 1 year, I didn't sit there and worry about, am I hurting somebody's feelings? I had a job to do. The hospital was in trouble. I'm down there with a whole lot of other people as we're trying to fix it. I had my one area, and I was the only one responsible for that. And I did what I had to do. I go into hospitals and I help them make money. And I don't always get the cooperation from everybody that I need, but I do it anyway. Why? Because that's what I do. That's what I'm supposed to do. In those cases, I'm being paid for it. But in a lot of other cases, you don't get paid for it. You just do it when you can because it's the thing to do. Now, I'm not saying you take over other people's lives. I'm not saying you butt in when you're really not needed, or they really don't want you, or you don't know them all that well, and that you just go around trying to solve everyone's problems, showing that you're the big shots, trying to show people that you know it all. Obviously, it has to be situational. For instance, I talked about giving money to bums, but I've never taken them home and given them a meal. I haven't brought them home and, given them a shower. I haven't put clothes on them or anything like that. That's just, that's way and above anything that needs to be done. I'm not bringing anyone into the house who's a drug, takes drugs or whatever. That's not going to happen. I'm not saying, to really go that far out of it. But if you're any kind of leader, or you want to be perceived as any kind of leader, sometimes you just have to, pick up the ball and dribble and show other people how to dribble, how to pass, how to shoot, how to guard. Okay, I'm doing basketball things because it's basketball season, but still, sometimes you just have to do that. Like I said, if you think of yourself as any kind of leader, you can't be impassive. In my normal life, I'm kind of introverted. I don't go to parties and, basically I'm not the life of the party ever. I wait for people to come to me, and if they don't come to me, you know what? I learned how to entertain myself. Been an only child my entire life, so I'm good at it. But if you're in a work situation, sometimes you can't wait. I have gone out of my way to help people in housekeeping, people in cafeteria, people in maintenance. It's just what I do. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that the more effort you put into helping other people, whether they report to you or not, the more you get back, the more the company gets back, the more everybody gets back, the community. I mean, and that sounds like a stretch, but truthfully, I think that at least in small communities or in the community around wherever your business is, you have the opportunity to make positive effects on everything that happens. I really believe that. Now, that may be a bit Pollyanna. I don't know. All I know is that, like I said, I wrote this article. I've written a bunch of articles to CFOs. I've written a bunch of articles for employees. I've written a bunch of articles for regular leaders. I've written a bunch of articles on diversity for leaders. I put it out there. I've got close to 300 videos on this channel because I'm trying to help. What are you going to do? Y'all let me know. And let me know if I'm helping you or if I'm getting on your nerve. Although if I'm getting on your nerve, I'm still going to keep doing videos. But go ahead, have at it. My name is Mitch Mitchell. I hope y'all have a wonderful day.